Welcome back. We now have Fatai Gbadebo, a member of the APC in Lagos. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
Well, you're very familiar with this case because you are in that Kosofe area yourself.
In fact, that's my ward.
That's your ward?
I've also been a two-time councillor of that ward. So I actually understand the terrain and all the things that actually happened there.
Tell us then what happened.
Well, the candidate of our party won the election free and fair. There was no form of manipulation or rigging or any other untoward thing that happened. We won the election. It was a free and fair election. There was no manipulation, no rigging, nothing whatsoever.
Why were those boys, those youths?
Those youths that were complaining or protesting were PDP members. They were mobilized to that scene by the PDP candidate because they had envisaged that probably they are going to lose the election. So they mobilized those guys to come to the collation center to start protesting that they won't accept the result of the election.
You didn't hear stories of missing ballot papers?
We were the ones that actually discovered that before the distribution of the ballot papers in the morning. You know, we have our men on ground there. We have our agent where the ballot papers or the materials were being distributed to various wards and polling units. It was during that period that our agent there discovered that 2 ballot papers were missing, and we called the attention of the EO to that. And when that happened, we also called the agent of the PDP, who also attests to that, and we both agreed that the election should go on.
The agent of the PDP was not there?
He was there. He was present there in the local government headquarters where the materials were being distributed.
Did the EO then say that they were going to sign on all the other ballot papers?
I wasn't there. I wasn't there, but our agent there informed me in the morning that they are having a problem and asked him what the problem was. He said 2 ballot papers were missing, and in view of that, it may be difficult for us to go on with the elections. But he said they were trying to resolve the matter between the PDP agent and our own agent there and the EO as well. That was what our agent told me.
He said he's popular, that Moyo, because the candidate that has been there for 12 years and he hasn't sponsored any bill, and that's why he has overwhelming support.
If the candidate has been there for 12 years, that shows the candidate is popular because he has been elected 3 years. That shows he's popular. And he even won this election free and fair. There was no form of manipulation.
I mean, has he stated a statement of, you know, a lie against him in the sense that he's never sponsored any bill?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the PDP candidate is...
Not the PDP candidate. I'm asking about that question.
Our own candidate,
is it true that the candidate of the party in Kosofe has never sponsored a bill?
He has sponsored several bills.
For instance?
Yes.
One bill
I can't really recollect that now.
Of all the numerous bills he
has sponsored so many bills.
Of all the numerous bills he sponsored,
he has been there for 12 years. And if he has not been doing anything, people wouldn't have been voting him in.
Well, anyway, I think that was one big talking point during the campaigns, and it's amazing that, well, from your camp, the APC, they didn't come up to dispel that particular one, saying that not once has he been able to, in the 12 years he's been there, to sponsor one bill.
He has sponsored series of bills. He has brought lots of developmental projects to our constituency.
Until you get to mention one and we cross-check, that is only when people will agree with you that truly he has sponsored. If you say many means more than 4 or 5.
He has sponsored bills. He has sponsored bills, but I can't really recollect.
Good. Okay. In moving ahead, we're trying to look at his popularity. That was why we brought that in, because he's saying that was one of the things that sold him to the people. That's Moyo Gunlewe, that he was really popular, knowing full well that the representative of the people over the years had not impacted on
if it was
his
popular, he would have won the election.
That is
he
why
lost the election,
and he's saying that was why it was that was why it was so close. And the closeness of that particular result is hinged on ballot papers meant for Amuwo-Odofin being found in Kosofe Council.
To the best of my knowledge, there was nothing of such that happened. You know what? When materials were distributed, they had their men on ground at the local government headquarters where the materials were being distributed to various wards. We have 4 wards that made up of our constituency. That's Kosofe constituency 1. That's Oworo, Ifakosholui, Anthony Mende, and Ojota Ogudu. They had their men on ground there when those materials were being distributed. Why don't they actually raise that issue when they detected that before the materials were sent to various polling units?
They say that there was nothing like that given to the RAC, but that when the ballot papers were returned, they noticed that there were
returned from
there
where?
were papers. Look, that is the at the polling units. They noticed that there were papers from Amuwo-Odofin. There were ballot papers from Amuwo-Odofin in the boxes. You never got any report like that from any of your agents, so you're not aware of that.
We were all on ground when these elections commences. In various polling units, the normal thing in the morning is that when the INEC officials, when they came with the materials, they came with empty ballot boxes. They showed us the ballot papers. We were also showed blank result sheets before the commencement of the election. So if they had noticed that ballot papers were brought from Amuwo-Odofin, why did they allow voting to take place in that particular unit?
Were you also aware that in Bagada, which is just Ifako-Ojaye, which is just how many minutes?
Not Ifako-Sholui.
Beg your pardon, Ifako-Sholui, which is also very close to Bagada. Are you sure? I mean, how come it is that the transporting of those materials took so long? From what we hear, it was the last results being expected at the collation center in Ojota, and it took forever and ever. It came very early in the wee hours of the morning.
That wasn't correct.
It's not correct. You didn't have that information.
The result, virtually all the results came in on the day of the election from all the wards in our constituency. But you know the calculation, the INEC officials on ground will have to do the calculation.
So when did the results from Ifako come in?
Around probably, it came in after the elections were held.
Like 5
p.m. in the evening.
It's the same thing he said.